No matter which of the Peach State's FPHL squads gets the victory tonight, one thing is for certain. Tonight, it's cancer that will take a beating. Will the River Dragons be the ones to end the league's current longest winning streak, or can the Crustaceans stay hot on a lobster roll? Good afternoon, Crustacean Nation, and welcome back to the tank for Stick It to Cancer Night, where the Columbus River Dragons take on your Athens Rock Lobsters. My name is Matteen Rad, and I'm bringing you all the action on the ARL Network, live on both YouTube and Sportfy. Let's tell you everything you need to know before puck drop. The Piedmont Athens Regional Pregame Show starts right here and right now. The Piedmont Athens Regional Pregame Show starts out with a little bit of a recap of Tuesday night, St. Patrick's Day here at Akins Ford Arena. The Rock Lobsters had a resounding victory against the other team, hoping for Continental Division supremacy with a 7-2 scoreline, and that was the Monroe Moccasins. However, it was the non-hockey related activities toward the Final Horn that stole the headlines. Eric Neiley made his return from the Macon Mayhem and recorded his first hat trick with the Lobsters. Garrett Milan had a 4-point night, and Luke Croucher scored an absolute beauty, but a late game brawl with less than 3 minutes to go in regulation secured more than 130 penalty minutes between the two teams. The main event pit Dustin Perlat against Tucker Scantleberry, and now both will be suspended for the next 3 games. And now with that win, the Rock Lobsters have an 8-point lead at the top of the division as they hope to take the top seed on this side of the bracket when the Commissioner's Cup playoffs roll around. For today's opponents, Columbus seems nearly locked as in the number 2 spot in the Continental, rather the number 3 spot. A couple things to cover with the lineup tonight, as there will be a few notable absences. You can see the starters being announced. There isn't any noticeable differences in this side in our Akins Ford engine starters. Jesse Lowell sticks on the line with Milan and Ford. Maya and Greco get the first shift on the blue line once again, and Carter McPhail is back between the pipes. But on the lineup side, Daniil Glukarioff and Gleb Benderkin will be absent tonight due to travel necessary for international paperwork. The team expects them to be back sooner rather than later. With Malik Johnson's injury, we are down to 8 forwards, and Kyle Powell is also back in the lineup tonight. A big thank you to Malcolm Bridge Elementary, their chorus singing the national anthem today. Got a couple special puck drops as well for people who have defeated the terrible disease that we're helping to try and fight tonight here at Akins Ford Arena. Here come the captains, Kirk Underwood and Carter Shinkarik. Garrett Rutledge will hope that his team learned their lesson from the last time they met, these two teams, that Columbus's strength and special teams can flip the game right on its head. First puck drop is Travis Larison, his wife Becky, and doctors Manesh Mehta and Jane Huang. And right there in the corner in the white t-shirt, you can see our bus driver, Charlie Sanford. He's also a part of the fight. His own fight with bladder cancer, and now his wife, Diane, fighting cancer as well. We're with you, Charlie and Diane. We've got Julia here now with Dr. Ali Sayed and Cancer Foundation Executive Joey Tripp. Over the loudspeaker, you can hear Joe Dennis, who is a cancer survivor in his own right. Now here come those on the front lines. A couple weeks ago we had First Responders Night. People now joining us in the corner are first responders in a different kind of way. You have oncologists from Piedmont Athens Regional, Dr. Benjamin Wilson, Dr. Katie Moore, Dr. Amal Masri, and Dr. Fiona Denham. Of course, Athens in the purple and white tonight. Let's play hockey is right, and there with a special message sending us to the puck drop is Ellison Phillips. 20 minutes on the clock for this one. Let's take a quick look at the goalie matchup tonight. Trevor Babin, despite the emergency backup goaltender who was just called to be on the bench tonight for the Columbus River Dragons, he is the only other healthy goaltender right now. Actually, Jacob Snellenberg is also healthy, but he's doing his finals back at college. He'll be back soon enough. Carter McPhail is back between the pipes. He's coming off a tremendous performance, 44 saves on 46 shots in the 7-2 win versus Monroe on Tuesday. If you're just missing it, we talked about it a little bit in the open. The Rock Lobsters are without their Russian contingent tonight. Daniil Glukaryov and Gleb Bandurkin. Both missing out tonight for travel due to international paperwork purposes. A pop from the point from Devin Maye catches Babin up high. Columbus clears out. Michael Greco cuts the ice towards Garrett Milan, who can't touch up. Lowell coming back from an offside position. Taking it off a bounce, Cody Wickline finding a line in the Athens ice. Michael Greco gets a touchback from Carter McPhail. Milan, a little bit of trickery off the wall, and now here's Gus Ford. Gus Ford whips a pass into the high slot. Maye Ford trying to follow it up. Unable to trouble Babin. And now a little 3-on-2 the other way. Columbus from a short angle. It's knotted away by McPhail. Gus Ford with a poke check, nothing more. And a little bit of a clatter between two Columbus players as Alex Storjahan has to take it out of the zone. Kolatarsi almost getting caught out by someone making his pro debut. Columbus with some extra pressure here in the Athens ice. Here into the near side corner. Rimmed back up towards the end boards. Hunter helps it on its way, but there's no one there on the left side of the blue line. Babin out to his right. Justin Somero. Ryan Hunter here. Stopped on the other side of the rink. Great defensive work there from Eli Leifers. Getting the legs together on the block shot was Philip Virgili. A beautiful touch pass. Leifers, and now into Eric Neiley. Rips a shot pad save, Babin. Leifers lets it run. It gets stuck there in the skate of the official. Lofted in by Galvin. Greco cut out by Galvin. Gets out to the net front. Little bounce from McPhail. Makes a save. Underwood in time and space, and it rings off the post. And out of play. We get a stoppage here with 17:43 left to go in the first period. River Dragons looking for their first shot on net. They get it. Hooded Skeleton letting us know that his mom beat cancer last year. Very happy to hear that, Hooded. Thank you for joining us tonight. A special night here at Akins Ford Arena for Stick It to Cancer. Jesse Lowell has a little step. You're seeing some mixing of lines since Athens only has 8 forwards. Calgin rips a shot, came off of Underwood, comes in behind the net, and that allows Underwood to take it the other direction. Here on the right side, the big boy, Scott Doherty at 6'5". Lowell pokes it up ahead, was looking for Croucher, Instead found Josh Colton, longtime veteran of the FPHL, going all the way back to the St. Clair Shores Fighting Saints days. Garrett Milan bounces off his fellow number 10 Cody Wickline. Gus Ford rips a cross-ice pass. Powell putting that big body up in front, right in front of Babin. Devin Maya able eventually to cast a spell on that one. Powell looks like he's getting a shift as a forward here. Ford just enough on it toward Milan. Gus Ford picks it back up on the outside. Hash marks on the near side. Plays it up ahead for Carter Shinkarik. Playing up in the offensive mix. Shinkarik looking for an opening, looking to force a window to shoot into. It comes back off of Babin, and Milan was skating around the net. Now defensive work to do here. Now on the ice for the River Dragons, Tyler Barrow, who leads the FPHL in both goals and points. That one gets under the stick of Somero. Furthest Rock Lobster forward was Kyle Powell. Sent back in by Leafers. Leafers gets hit in the corner. Took a check from Jemayev, did Eli Leafers. Here's the new man, Brad Fortin, making his professional debut tonight. Philip Virgili trying to shovel it out of the corner. Colatarsi pinning his man to the boards. Leafers can't bank it up ahead for Neiley. Brad Fortin, great poke check there by the Swede. And now here comes Athens. Neiley so good at playmaking from this area of the ice. It's chaos in the crease. Babin takes a spill. Bartuccio Pereira was the one that was furthest advanced for Athens in the zone. 5 minutes gone in the first period. Athens with 5 shots on net. Columbus with 2. Leafers takes it on the bounce. Whiffs on the shot. Some great defensive play from the River Dragons. It was crucial as Leafers was in the danger zone. Doherty using the wall to his advantage. Centers it. Miscommunication, but it falls to Colton. McPhail commits over to his right, our left, and the puck ends in the back of the net for the River Dragons, and they have the lead with a little bit more than 5 minutes gone in the tank. Take another look here. Just a great tip at the net front. Looks like it's Joel Texmo who opens the scoring here. And that is textbook net front presence from the River Dragons to take the early lead against the Rock Lobsters. Athens will shrug it off as they have done so many different times this season. As a matter of fact, the last time these two teams met, it took on a different script. We'll talk about that after this commercial break. Rock Lobsters now down 1-0 after the opener from Joel Texmo.
As a hockey player, my health is everything to me. When I got injured,
I didn't just worry about missing games. I worried about my future in the sport I love. From the moment I met you and your team at Piedmont Athens Regional, you gave me confidence. Your expertise, your care, your support, it all reassured me from the very start. Because of you, I've been able to recover, rebuild, and get back to playing the sport I love. Can't thank you enough for what you've done for me and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dream alive. Thanks to Dr. Graff and Piedmont Athens Regional, I get to keep playing the game I love.
Joel Texmo, assisted by Colton and Galvin, got the tip at the net front. Just Texmo's 4th goal of the season. Athens will have an offensive zone face-off here. Trying to get back from the early deficit. That's something they've done so well this season. However, the last time these two teams have met, a 10:35 puck drop on Education Day, Athens was in control in the opening stages of that game, ended up falling due to a crumble performance in the third period. Kolatarsi down to a knee, rips a shot, but it bounces off the knee of Cody Wickline. Here's a man who got the primary assist, looking for another one here. Storjahan batted at there by Barrow. McPhail, a great save there as Barrow was bearing in on the rookie netminder. Virgili shrugs off a couple of checks, leafers, and then Neiley with the shot got under the blade of his twig. Bartuccio Pereira gives it away to Barrow, and Barrow past leafers. Here is the leading scorer in the FPHL, center to Storjahan, and then missed on the tight angle on the follow-up. McPhail has got it in the glove, and that'll help settle the nerves. Tyler Barrow, the FPHL leader in goals and points, 38 tallies, 60 helpers. Did not get one there as he was trying to set up Storjahan, who is just one goal away from the franchise record for the Columbus River Dragons all time. River Dragons with potentially the two best opportunities in this game. They scored on one of them. There's another little tip at the net front. That time it was Brad Fortin. 4 years of ACHA hockey at the University of Jamestown, making his pro debut today wearing number 61. Justin Somero out to the left. Hunter rips one. McPhail says, where did it go? And where did it go? Falls back down on the goal line. Think it bounced off the safety netting. This is the earliest game in the FPHL today. Plenty of contests after this on this Saturday night. Milan able to sweep the draw back. Comes off the skate of Lowell. Fortin going to be able to keep the pressure up. But then it's popped by Athens. Lowell leaves it on a plate for Ford. Cross-ice pass doesn't go to Milan. McPhail with a backhander in behind the net for Maye. Greco using that strength, and Milan with a great play at the wall. Ford, the toe drag. Over the center ice lobster, Maye. Lowell on the left, Ford doesn't get it, and now Doherty leading the charge. Has Jemayev to his left, Doherty centering pass. Really, it was more of a shot off the pad of McPhail. Anything could have happened on the rebound, but Athens gets away with one there. Ford tiptoeing into the right circle, toenail save. It would have been a tough one to get past Babin, but a great save nevertheless from the man out of Lafayette, Colorado. Sticked away by McPhail. River Dragons are buzzing in the early going here, but a self-inflicted wound from Kirk Underwood takes him back into his own ice. Croucher settles it, centers it. Couldn't find Powell. Shinkarik able to just about get it in the middle ice. Fired down by John Calgin. Just a couple games removed from a 2-goal performance here at Akins Ford Arena. Columbus played brilliantly through two zones. Drops back for Galvin. Rips a shot, but right at McPhail. Athens wearing these special Stick It to Cancer jerseys that will be auctioned off after today's game. Luke Croucher played a small part in that near game-ending brawl against Monroe on Tuesday. A shot right out of the face-off. Barrow over the cage. Puck tricks Croucher a little bit, and then pass intercepted by Somero. Waiting for the rest of his team to get back on side. McPhail fakes it one way, sends it the other. Storjahan with a shot. McPhail was out of the net, and then Dare from point-blank range. Wickline misses the cage. Calgin getting edged out there by Storjahan. Barrow to Wickline. Returning the pass to Barrow. Storjahan was crashing the net, and now the Rock Lobsters trying to transition defense into offense. Carter Shinkarik, kind of the perfect mold of the player to do that, and his shot into the leather of Trevor Babin. Referees joining in on the Stick It to Cancer night here with their pink and black jerseys. We've already seen a couple of fans in the chat talk about their story, but why don't you all tell us, if you are watching and subscribed, who you are fighting for in this fight against this terrible disease that affects so many of us every day. Brad Fortin's got a little bit of fire in his step. Bartuccio Pereira. Some great stick handling, but he will then ice the puck. Shrug from Leafers as he almost looks like he could have won the race there. Not an answer just yet from Athens after Joel Texmo was able to tip one in past Carter McPhail. With the absence of Joe Mack to the ECHL, playing with the Atlanta Gladiators, Eli Leafers might be the strongest face-off man that the Rock Lobsters have. He pokes it forward. Taken back to the center ice by Underwood. Fires a hard pass towards Hunter. Ryan Hunter. A hat trick March 6th versus the Monroe Moccasins, but no goals since. Still has 33 to his name and leads the league in power play goals and game-winning goals. But Athens is trying to tie it here. What a beautiful play from Neiley. All that was missing was the finishing touch. The Swede Virgili to the loose puck. Has two River Dragons around him. Has his teammate in Leafers. All three forwards concentrated for the crustacean. Shot from distance right in front of the Columbus bench from Michael Greco. Takes body instead of puck there. Neiley feeds it, threads it behind him. Leafers off the blocker of Babin. Virgili tries to center with a backhanding pass. Athens has it back, but now they have to play out of their own zone. Michael Greco, the lead pass, just wouldn't settle down for forward. Played off the glass by Bartuccio Pereira. Scott Doherty to the goal scorer, Joel Texmo. Little forehand, backhand movement with the stick. Falls back to Colton at the blue line. Shot through traffic off of Texmo. Milan can't take it ahead. And then another beautiful tip. A backhanded effort by Ryan Galvin. Ryan Galvin out of Atlanta, Georgia. Whether it be in Athens or Columbus, gets to play quite a bit in his native state. Shinkarik finds a step. Finds one more. Finds two more. Finds Ford. Shinkarik unable to take it around. Colton there. Kicked down by Lowell. And then he does his man. Can't center it through the many, and then now a breakaway. Cody Wickline with a line straight to McPhail. Closing the pads together was the man with pure Michigan running through his veins. And now Shinkarik centers it, nobody there at the back door. Ripped on the one time. What a glove save by Babin, who flicks out the glove on Maye. Athens starting to find their groove a little bit more in this game. We go back to a commercial break. They'll see if they can find the equalizer.
Rock Lobster fans, this is Brad Akins. Akins Ford has led the way for years and keeps on growing. From offering the Southeast's largest inventory to being #1 in the nation in Ford truck sales, we're here to serve you. Want to customize your ride? Our Wild Willie's accessories team can make it as unique as you are. Make it legendary. Need service? Our fleet of over a dozen mobile service vans come right to you. Akins Ford and Winder. We really are closer and bigger than you think. Rock Lobsters, let's go.
appreciative of that message from our friends over at Terrapin. Right now the Rock Lobsters hoping to prompt some beer thrown into the air at Akins Ford Arena. Right now Columbus has been the better team through what's been played of the first period. But in the macrocosm of the season, Athens' worst period by far has been the first period. There was a laser from the Burlington, Ontario native. Flipped out of play. The River Dragons wearing primarily black with teal trim. Devin Maye, a high offensive contributor since he made his debut against the River Dragons in Columbus. Calgin wins it back. Great tenacity there from another native Michigander. Little tip at the front. Kyle Powell still looking for his first pro goal. We had him as a defenseman in the lineup, but it looks like Powell more so playing as a forward through what's been played. Of course, a little bit versatile in his approach. He can be back at the blue line in the scope of the game. Here comes this new dynamic duo for the Rock Lobsters. Ford on the left side of your screen, Milan at the center, taking the draw. Rips one back over the shoulder of Shinkarik. Barrow smelling blood in the water. And here comes Wickline on another breakaway. And he gets blocked out once again by McPhail. Athens with a mistake. Wickline again opts for the extra pass, maybe playing in his head after he got stopped by McPhail on those two breakaways. Could be 3-0 for Columbus if it weren't for Carter McPhail. But here come the River Dragons again, tiptoeing into the zone. Barrow spinning away from pressure, finds his captain, Captain Kirk. What a glove save from McPhail! Down onto the ice after depriving the River Dragon captain from making it a 2-goal game. Frog Dickinson, my wife fought and beat breast cancer. A big, big congratulations to you and your wife, Frog. Leafers again, strong with that big 6'5" frame, winning the draw, but Columbus have just been tenacious on the forecheck in this game. Underwood kind of just trying to ease it off into the end boards. Neiley lifting the stick, but it still comes off for Columbus. Hunter from the point, batted down by McPhail, and he squeezes it into the midsection. McPhail has made some tremendous saves here in this first period. Took a ricochet at the net front to beat him. But the Rock Lobsters cannot rely on their netminder to try and get back into this game. Leafers trying to kick it away, out of danger. Underwood from his own slot. It's going to be icing as it got between the skates of Brad Fortin. Brad Fortin out of same hometown as Carter Shinkarik, that man, both out of Langley, British Columbia. Fortin, 24 years old. Carter Shinkarik, 34 years old. Leafers. Neiley rips one right out of the draw. Hunter up ahead for the man on his pro debut, Fortin. Wheeling away from Neiley, but it can only get so far. Virgili thought he had a step on the rookie, but he does well playing some defense in the neutral ice. Somero can't settle it before sending a shot. Opts for the centering pass, glove down by Josh Colton. Could not do anything to trouble McPhail. Greco straight into the glove of Hunter. Hunter really playing a lot at the blue line so far in this game. Shinkarik protects, gets it over the red line, whisks it in. Caljan with his numbers to Somero, gets it out. Greco from the point, off the pads of Babin. River Dragons have done well dealing with any rebounds that come off of their goaltender. Of course, Babin, familiar with the Rock Lobsters, was part of the playoff wins against Athens last year for the River Dragons. Shinkarik. Croucher, that's beautiful. Has to play it back in the center ice, though. And now a little 2-on-1 shot ripped instead. A little bit extra confidence for Joel Texma, who already has a goal in this game, tries to make it 2. And now some extracurriculars that Carter McPhail will wheel away from. As we talked about in our open, Athens playing a little bit shorthanded tonight. Gleb Bandurkin and Neil Glukarioff not a part of today's game due to some travel necessary for international paperwork purposes. Malik Johnson still dealing with a knock. We hope we see him back sooner rather than later. Gus Ford, face off for him. McPhail makes a read right out of it, makes a play himself out of the crease. The transition game just hasn't been there for Athens as it has been in droves over the past couple of weeks, this 8-game winning streak that they're on. Rimmed around by Storjahan, gets it back from Barrow, tries something nifty on a backhander. Milan, Ford, and Neiley. Be interesting to see what happens here. Neiley stopped by Wickline. Kolatarsi sends it out of danger's way. Ford cutting ahead of Milan. Trying to get to the pass of Ford was Neiley. Athens consistently stopped on the transition in this game. Underwood saw Milan on the other side, decided to go the other way. Barrow can't bat it down. Shinkarik taking it around McPhail. Ford taking it around one River Dragon. No touch there from Athens on the other side of the red line. It's going to be icing against the Rock Lobsters. We go to the final commercial break of the first period. Athens was beat early on by Joel Texmo, and they have not found the goal to make it 1-1 since then. Stay tuned with us here. Still plenty of hockey game to go.
At Athens Stonecasting, Don Hill oversees acres of sculptures poured from thousands of molds. Endless possibilities for neighbors who envision unique gardens. Craig Meeks at First American Bank and Trust caught that vision. Together, Don and Craig create solutions that keep the business teeming with new gifts for the garden. Vision. It's one of the core convictions we live by. Learn more about what we stand for at firstamericanishere.com. First American Bank and Trust.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon your toilet will clog again.
What if it won't flush?
We'll always repair it.
Nobody puts baby in a flooded corner.
Maybe I should still fix it.
You had me at hello. We've got same-day service.
Plumbing completes me.
Joel Texano at 5:25. Still the difference maker in this game, a 1-0 scoreline. River Dragons with 5 more shots on net than Athens has in this first period as well. Rock Lobsters have just been matched for speed in the early going here. A little batting of the stick there on the far side before the faceoff. Looked like it was Hunter and Shinkarik. Neiley chops at it. And another icing against Athens. Face off will get taken back down. Rock Lobsters still missing the notable presence of Joe Mack and how good the rookie has been on face-offs this year. Leafers passes it into the corner out of the face-off. Colton centers it to nobody. Thornton off the wall, rips a tight angle shot, falls back down. Athens going to be able to take it away here. Gus Ford hasn't had much of a sniff yet, trying to help out Leafers. Leafers still looking for his first goal since he scored in his debut against the Biloxi Breakers. Leafers bounces off the hit. Virgili trying to sniff it out. Digs it deeper into the zone. Leafers battling with Colton. Bartuccio Pereira, that one knuckled wide. Final 3 minutes of play in the first period. Right now it's the River Dragons who have dealt the first blow. They would love to twist the knife before the horn blows for the first intermission. Bartuccio Pereira away from Hunter, finds Shinkarik. Glove down by Doherty, sent into the neutral ice. A joust for possession right in front of the penalty boxes. Doherty. Someone who can throw the hands, no doubt about that. Calgin has Croucher to the right. Kind of trading places with Lowell, almost created a bit of a screen on the shot, but Babin has been brilliant in the first period thus far. Could be a big momentum shift if the Rock Lobsters put a 1 next to their tri-code on the scoreboard. Still have 2 minutes and 22 seconds before the first intermission. Croucher. Greco. Tip in the high slot. Calgin in behind for Croucher. Calgin, point blank range, and then on the rebound, lofts one over the bar. Greco off the wall of the bench. Having some trouble with a bucket. Able to shake it back into position. Greco to Croucher. A little bit of buzz, and the rookie here can't bring the puck with him. Somero on the takeaway. Galvin for Doherty. McPhail fielding it like a grounder, and there's a big hit on the far side. I believe it was Greco and Texmo, and now Doherty firing some words at Michael Greco. That would be every bit of a heavyweight fight. Michael Greco not one to back down. I'm not sure if that was smart there from Joel Texmo. I'm not sure if Texmo was going to get the penalty there, but he might have just given himself one, and that'll put us 4-on-4. Greco and Texmo will sit. I think I just saw that they're saying that it's going to be 5 each. So are they calling this a fighting penalty? Thank you to Classic City Orthodontics, one of our friends that sponsors our replays here on the broadcast. Well, it looks like it will be 2 minutes each. Greco and Texmo. Always said that open ice benefits the Rock Lobsters more. Let's see what they could do in the 4-on-4. Milan, Ford, Shinkarik, and Neiley. It's about as strong as a four-man unit as you could find in the FPHL. And now it's Milan and Ford. Ford with a great play, but Babin stands tall. Not sure if Ford got it on frame or not. And now it's a 2-on-1 the other way. It's 4-on-4, not 3-on-3, but it feels like we're in overtime. Tic-tac-toe from the River Dragons. And now they're up by 2. Let's take another look, courtesy of Classic City Orthodontics. Too easy for Barrow to find Colton in all alone. That'll be point number 99 on the season for Tyler Barrow. Colton, his 10th of the year. Barrow, assist number 61. Underwood getting in on the helpers as well. Last time these two teams met, the Rock Lobsters had a 2-goal lead. Centering pass, Leafers can't find Lowell. Lowell with a hit there, bounces off the referee. Thornton evasive of Lowell. Thornton cutting through. Takes a hit from Maye. Sent back to the line, just leaks out. Chipped back by Calgin and McPhail. Icing against the River Dragons, 11.8 seconds left. People asking about Malik Johnson. Malik Johnson having a knock. He'll be out for a little bit longer. I believe it was confirmed by head coach Garrett Rutledge on our last Coach's Corner, which you'll hear during the first intermission, and that was concussion protocol that's kept him out. Ford, Bertuccio, Pereira. Going to be a last-second sniff for Athens. Doesn't look like it. Rock Lobsters just haven't looked as comfortable in their transition game as they have on this 8-game winning streak. Right now, it's in danger of coming to an end. They are down 2-0 to the River Dragons at the first intermission. Take a look at the highlights of the first period are open. McPhail has made some big-time saves, notably on the breakaway, specifically against Cody Wickline. There's yet another one, the save that he made with the blocker. Glove save there despite the screen. Right now, McPhail has been the best player for the Rock Lobsters, but he's seen 18 shots through the first period. Right now, the team in front of him needs to help him out a little bit more. Right now, the only game live in the FPHL, the River Dragons with a 2-0 lead against the Athens Rock Lobsters. It has been a busy month of March, and there was so much to talk about in our last Coach's Corner. As always, we bring it to you during the first intermission. We hope you enjoy it. Meet Matteen Rad with head coach Garrett Rutledge. Hey there, Crustacean Nation. Welcome back to Coach's Corner on the Rock Lobster Network. It's your inside look to everything happening on and off the ice for the team. At the time of recording, Athens is coming off a busy run of 4 games over 5 days, and it couldn't have gone better. Athens took all 12 points with 3 wins at home, 1 against the PD Ice Cats, 2 against the Thunderbirds. Sandwiched in between was a victory in Twin City as well. As always, I'm your host of Coach's Corner, Matteen Rad, and I'm joined by head coach Garrett Rutledge. Rutsy, we'll start with Wednesday's game against PD, which was less than a week ago, but it feels like forever now. The Rock Lobsters had just come off 2 wins against the Ice Cats, but they were two evenly contested games. This one was as well, but it did show up like that on the box score, a 7-3 win for us. The story of this game to me was how successful we were in troubling Parker Rutherford with our net front presence. You've told us before, good things happen when you get to that area, but why do you think it was so prevalent in this game?
Yeah, I think the boys' details, playing them a few games in a row there helped us on the weekend prior. But I also think our preparation and our mindset going forward, having a net front presence, getting pucks down low, working in the bottom third of the O zone, and then capitalizing on your chances. Again, maybe a few, maybe the PD Ice Cats not at their best per se. I think generally speaking, they're a pretty good, well-sound team in the defensive zone. So lucky for us, our guys come to play that night. We had a little bit of jump to our step and got the win. But again, coming back to home ice is always an advantage us. I feel like our crowd and everybody, the fans and stuff, get the boys going, and we enjoy playing at home here.
I think it helped too. Rock Lobster fans didn't have to wait long to see a payoff for that big trade earlier this month. Gus Ford scores in his first period as an Athens player. Look, I know it's not like, Gus is some unknown commodity, especially for you out of anybody, but was it at all a relief to see that immediate payoff?
Matteen, just making it make sense, getting him in there, and Gus things. No surprise to me exactly what he was going to bring to the table. That's why we got him. That's what he does. That's why we made the deal. Gus comes in, makes immediate impact. Enough said, I guess, to whatever has been said online, to each players going back the other way. Everybody's having success and everybody's doing well and contributing for their organizations. And it's great to see that both teams have had success in making the trade, a little bit of shakeup and giving a shot in the arm to both teams here.
Ice Cats took the lead. It was the first goal of the season for Xavier Abdella. Gus tied it up at 1 apiece. Then Athens began to cruise in the second period, had a 4-1 lead at one point until two late goals in the middle frame. I think those familiar with the game see a buzzer beater goal on the power play from PD and think to themselves, oh, this third period is going to be tougher than we thought. But what a great showing of mentality by the boys to put that in the rearview mirror and then go get 3 goals to put the game away in the third.
Yeah, I think no one wants to give a goal up late in the game like that. We kind of go down, get through a kill, and then they score with 1 second left. I think just some of the awareness, again, just a mistake by us. It just goes back to game of inches, I guess, for fans that wonder why. It's small details on the ice. You got to know how much time is. That's why you can take a quick look at the clock. Like, I think Millsy could have got out there and pushed him down on his backhand instead of letting him come to the middle and forehand. I think he thought there was more time left in the period. So just stuff like that. It's all cost. Sometimes you got to press the emergency button and get down and block a shot there. And we didn't. We got scored on. But credit to our boys who come in the dressing room, composed, under control, take a deep breath, and playoff mentality. We just we're still in the lead. We're still in control. We got to play our game and foot on the gas and keep going here. So great for our boys. It was great third period, and I'm proud of them for battling through there.
Luke Croucher was a nuisance in the low slot, credited for 2 goals by getting a piece to 2 shots from the blue line. In our last show, we talked about how it really feels like he's getting that speed back after that high ankle sprain. Do you feel like he's finding more ways to affect the game now as well?
Yeah, I think Luke's been doing a great job with his speed, his tenacity on the forecheck, his ability to make plays with Gleb and Danny there. And then obviously he hangs around the net. He is a nuisance around the net. He's hard guy to contain because he's always moving. He's spinning off you. He knows where to score goals. And when you're starting to do that thing and you're doing the right things, even on the penalty kill and all over the ice, you're going to get rewarded down the other end. So again, he gets a couple bounces that go off him and a couple chances that he's had open nets kind of thing and missed them. So it's been good to see that he got that kind of little bit of monkey off his back and having success for us. He's going to be a big piece for us going down the stretch here.
This was the last meeting between these two teams in the regular season, but after their 3-game sweep of the Columbus River Dragons and our 3-game sweep of the Thunderbirds, it's seeming more and more realistic that this will be a first-round meeting in the Commissioner's Cup playoffs. Was it important at all to get those last 3 meetings and the way that they went with 3 wins for Athens as a tone setter for what may come in the postseason?
Yeah, I think it's just you got to play who you play. It doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't matter to our group. You got to go beat everybody kind of thing mentality. It's who you draw. It doesn't really matter. all we can do is put wins in the bank, Matteen, and keep playing here. And who we draw is who we draw. We need to play Rock Lobster hockey. Doesn't matter. You play the River Dragons, you play the Ice Cats, you play the Black Bears, you play the Moccasins. It doesn't matter. We have to worry about ourselves. We have to come ready to play, and we have to have that mindset that it's a playoff series. You have to win game by game, shift by shift. You need to be better than the guy next to you when you line up at a face-off circle. And that's the mindset, and that's how we're going to take things just step by step. Doesn't matter who we're going to play. I think this team can play with anybody in this league, as we've shown. And again, it's all season as a coach, you kind of build that going forward mentality, that playoff look. And once we get to playoffs, it's all hands on deck, and it's kind of let the guys do what they got to do. They know what's at stake, and it's time for them to take over the games and shine for sure.
Well, the Rock Lobsters weren't able to celebrate that win long. They had to get on the bus the next day and head somewhere that you're quite familiar with. Rock Lobsters won 4-1 against the Thunderbirds in their first game at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena this season. We'll talk about the game, but I first want to talk about the dichotomy, the duality of the crowd in Carolina. First, it was your first return to the Annex since your tenure as Thunderbirds head coach. And whether it be arena and support staff or familiar fans, it felt like there was a warm welcome back for you. I saw you talking with people before the puck drop in the stands. For you personally, what did you make of your return to the fairgrounds?
Yeah, it's just the North Carolina way. It's the Winston-Salem way. That makes that place special. I think they welcome everybody in. The fan base can be rowdy, and they have their cowbells and they cheer loud for their team, but they also appreciate the guys and the work they put in throughout years in this league, and players that come back, and even myself. So it's awesome to see familiar faces for sure. Being back in that building did bring back a lot of good memories and stuff. They've won a lot of hockey games throughout the years. It's fun to be part of, and that's what makes Carolina special, I guess. Doesn't matter what team you play for. Yeah, they're going to yell some things at you when you're playing for sure. But as soon as that game ends, it's everybody's family kind of mentality there, and everybody's there to give you a hug and words of motivation and a quick handshake and to see how you're doing. And that's just, I think, the Winston-Salem, North Carolina way. I think that's what makes special being a Thunderbird in their family for sure.
I do think there was perhaps another side to it for Gus Ford. I think you might be able to speak on it better than I can. He didn't let it get to him on the ice. Obviously, he had a part in all 4 goals in the game and was just electric on the ice. You could hear it on our crowd mic on the broadcast. There was maybe harsh might be the right word, treatment for Gus from the crowd. What did you make of it? And while he wasn't phased on the ice, was it anything that you talked with him about after the game?
No, Gus is a pro. He's done a lot for the Thunderbirds organization, and he's put up a lot of numbers, and he's been the go-to guy there for a few years now. Everybody has their own way of dealing with things, and whether they want to boo or they want to cheer, it's up to them. I think it's no ill will. I think it's just that's how sports fans are. I think it's part of the game. It's part of hockey. You're coming back to their house, and of course they're going to have that 6th man mentality as the fan. You get 5 on the ice and you're 6th man on there. If anything they can do is try to get under Gus's skin for sure. So, but I don't think it's any hatred towards him. I think that's part of sports, isn't it? I think that's what makes it fun to be. You see it, I don't know, in the NFL, players come back, NHL, baseball, anybody like that. And I know we're at a lower level, but it's a fan's opinion kind of thing. I don't think it's any ill will. I don't think anybody wishes any hatred towards him, but if a fan can get under your skin a little bit and maybe get him off his game, maybe of course they're going to do it. I know there's lots of fans there that wave their cowbells and cheer Toga Man and stuff. He's got signs, and there's tons of people. Peter Naughton, he's a rowdy soccer fan. He's going to be, he yelled at me when I come off the ice, and literally I'm talking to him before the game, and I was like, I thought I was going to get a harder time than that, Peter. So of course I come off the ice and he's like, you traitor, Rutledge. So it's all in good fun. You can see a big smile behind him. I think it's what makes special playing against each other. And, you know what I mean? I wouldn't expect anything less than their fan base. But as for Gus, I think Gus just took it game by game, and he's just being Gus. He does Gus things. So it doesn't matter what jersey he puts on. It's still a special spot for him in Carolina there. And I think eventually you're going to see his number probably retired there as a leader, because it's going to take a lot of points to beat what he did there and what he did for the organization.
Well, it was started out as a positive atmosphere. The Thunderbirds believed they opened the scoring through Roman Kramer on a breakaway goal, ended up being called back for offsides. there's a slip out of the crease for Matt Sales, and it happens. But I had a chance to talk with him on the bus, and I asked him, was it easier for him to put that in the rearview mirror since the goal didn't end up counting? And he said something to me about, I used to take that kind of stuff so seriously that I would get mad at myself, and now I just laugh it off. For you and the rest of the boys, how easy was it to reset after that no goal call came?
Yeah, fortunate bounce for us. I thought it was offside, to be honest. The guy blew the whistle right away. Looking back, I looked in between periods on kind of the video angle of it. When you look at the video angle, it's looks like it's onside, but it's really not. When you get down on that blue line angle and the Sporfy app shows correctly, like right across the blue line from our view on the so we get different couple views. We have an iPad luckily on the bench. So if you look at the YouTube clip of it, it looks like it's a kind of onside. Again, his skate's a little bit off the ice, but it looks like it's on the blue. But once you get looking at what the refs were looking at right across the blue, it's clearly offside by about 2 inches. So the ref made the right call, but yeah, fortunate bounce. Our guys kind of, at the end of the day, our guys are just, we're kind of controlling the play. We got some good chances. We just got to stay the course. We're playing a good road period. Things are going to happen. We're going to get scored on. But one goal is not making breaking this team. Night in, night out, my message to even the goalies is our team can score goals. We usually score 4 or more goals in a hockey game. So what's one? Is one going to beat us? No, one's not going to beat us. We've been down before. We come back. As long as we start getting back into the game, keeping it close, the Crustacean Nation's going to be the Heartbreak Kids are going to come back here at some point. And yeah, but that's kind of the mentality, and that's our thought process even with the goalies. It's like, yeah, you might be able to let one in, but we're going to score 4 for sure tonight. So our group's going to score goals. We have confidence in our group, and we just got to stay the course, stay together, keep the positive energy on the bench, and just don't let that kind of dictate us. We don't want to be involved in the calls. We don't have a say in that, really. So it's like, as a coach, you sit there and you try to channel positive energy to a group, no matter what happens here through the challenge. If it's a goal, we just get back on the play. We get the mindset. We're going to win. We're playing this period by period. We're going to win this period, and we need to get a goal back. That's it. So if not, we won the challenge, and it worked out.
Garrett Milan had a couple goals too with Gus Ford on the assists. 2 former MVPs have quickly gelled and formed a fast partnership. What are their similarities? What are their differences? What makes it work?
Well, when you just put 2 good players together, it just works. It's kind of a no-brainer. But no, I think Gus brings a good, even keel to Millsy's game. Millsy likes to play fast-paced. Gus can slow it down as he wants. He distributes the puck very well. He puts it on your tape nice and flat. He's got this sixth sense where he knows where guys are, kind of with the no-look stuff, and obviously he can hold on to puck to make a play. So, and Millsy's skating is next level. And obviously when you put 2 highly skilled guys together, they're going to find each other, they're going to make plays, and they're going to be able to create offense. So I think that's been the first big connection, I think, in a game that we've had with them. So it was great to see it. It was awesome to see them make plays. And as a coach, it's just like you let them go do cool stuff out there. You don't kind of overcoach, you just let them do their thing.
Another quick turnaround, get back to Athens at 3:15 in the morning on Saturday morning, and then a game that night at 7:05 p.m. It was a game it felt like we saw just a few weeks ago, earlier in the month at home against the Thunderbirds. Athens finds itself down 2-0 and comes back to win 5-3. Bang, bang from Twin City, 2 goals less than a minute apart. It just seemed like defensive breakdowns and too easy to get to the danger areas in those moments. What changed after the first for the team, and what led to them being more locked down?
I think just maybe a little bit of a slow start. Maybe our guys were a little bit sleepy, and the Thunderbirds come out playing. So again, it's something that's been addressed. We've kind of looked at this weekend as a playoff series. So you got game 1 Friday night, game 2, game 3 on Sunday. So it's all a 60-minute game. You need to manage a game. Again, the teams are going to score. Even being down 2-0, we know that we're going to score 4, 5, 6 goals a game. So we just got to limit that. We got to start simplify things. We got to start doing our jobs on the ice and getting under sticks, boxing guys out, making sure you're stopping the D zone, get a couple shot blocks, get on heavy on the forecheck, get some turnovers, get on the O zone, get some shots going the right way. I thought for the most part, even our start, we had a few great chances. Boris Babik made some huge saves to keep them in the hockey game. And again, that's Boris's job. So we knew it was going to be a hard night. every single night to play them. We've got some guys on their team that's played here and stuff. Obviously, they want to put a good showing on, and guys that I've coached over the years. So we knew it wasn't going to be an easy task per se. Again, they're fighting for their lives. No team wants to miss the playoffs. They're right there on the cusp of catching PD, I guess, within reason, I guess now, like a little bit of unfortunate wins and losses for them. But yeah, it was just mentality. As a coach, you got to stay calm, coach your group, make sure that they stay together, positive, and keep going, and make sure we get the next one. That's it. That's all you can do. You can move forward. You can't pout. You can't hang your lip a bit. You got to be positive and bring the energy to the bench and make sure we're doing the right things, and everything's going to work out in the end for us.
The first 2 goals for us to tie the game up, it felt like that kind of mentality of we'll take goals any way we can get them. A shrink shot that takes an awkward bounce off the inboards, I think goes off the back of Babic and in. A Joe Max shot saved by the Slovakian comes back off Philip Virgilian over the goaltender. How beneficial are those bounces to give the boys a little bit more freedom to find their shot in front of the net afterward?
Yeah, when you're doing the right thing and hanging around the net, like sometimes you just got to get one to go to break the ice a bit, and then the floodgates will open for us. So once we got one, we got to bounce a little bit. But again, it's credit to our guys moving around, creating in the ozone, throwing a puck at the net. Yeah, we got to bounce, but as our guys are moving around net front, causing problems for their defense and their forward group, you just want to make sure that you're doing the right things, and eventually it's going to go in that old net for us. So lucky for us, we got a good bounce, and away it went in. But again, on the second one, I think 40's 1T, was it, on the power play that tied the game up there? Was that the goal I'm talking about? Yeah. So went post to post. Again, credit to Phil, spins to his forehand. Again, that's a skill in a forward that's able to box out a bit, get a little bit of separation, spin to his forehand, and it lands right in his tape. So again, credit to Phil being there and being in the right spot. Like I said, it's no stranger, no secret throughout hockey where goals are scored.
What a special and let's say poignant night off the ice as well. First responders night, and less than 24 hours after there's this, fatal shooting in downtown Athens, it becomes that much more of a poetic celebration about what these people do for us. They're the superheroes of our everyday. 5,920 people in the building. Just a special night all around, and Athens were able to reward them with a performance by the Rock Lobsters as well. What did you make of the night as a whole?
Yeah, I thought it was a special night. Like, you got first responders of all sorts in the building, people that put their life on the line night in, day out, every single day to keep basically the state of Georgia and everywhere, let's say, safe. They don't think about themselves. They're always about keeping everybody safe and putting their lives on the line to make sure that everybody's safe. So it was awesome to see. It was great. I thought our staff put on a great show, from the dogs and the police services, the fire, the EMS, and everybody else that come out. I thought it was awesome to see our fans out in the concourse, and it was great to see Serve Pro sponsor this night. They're a big sponsor. I know Dave does a great job. Familiar face. As a huge Rock Lobster fan, so I think Serve Pro sponsored the night, and I went out there. It was a beautiful day. Couldn't have been better. They had a band out there, and all the EMS and all the emergency vehicles were out there on display. So it was fun to see everybody out there. And it was great to see just a good showing all in all for our group. And again, a semi-pro hockey team that can put on a show like that in our arena is something very special. And it goes credit to Scott and his group down in the office. So thanks to them again that they put their hard work in to make our Rock Lobster experience as hockey players and coach that much better.
Game and a night that I won't soon forget. Gus Ford with the game winner, Jesse Lowell with the empty netter to put the game away. Sunday afternoon was a different game altogether. Just when you think there would be no need for the cardiac crustaceans, you look in the rearview mirror and there they are. The Lobsters pepper Twin City in the first 10 minutes of the game. Chad Purdy ends up getting pulled. Jesse Lowell started the scoring with a perfect shot from the right dot. We've talked about how good the healthy competition is for this team, how it can be for any team. J-Lo was a healthy scratch for a couple of games as we continue to try and get some new guys games for the postseason. How about his mentality to just, at his age, never slump his shoulders, get right back to work on Saturday and Sunday?
No, again, you can only you can only have so many on a roster. So again, you miss a couple games and he has a good attitude, great kid, great absolute human. So amazing to put him back in the lineup, and he drops right in on with Milan and Ford, which isn't an easy thing to do. You got two highly skilled players that like to play fast and make plays, so you got to be ready to go. It just shows the depth of our group and how great of a hockey team we have here. So it was great to see him have success and put a couple in net, get that confidence going and get him back rolling here. So it was awesome to see. But for the most part, our guys were good on Sunday. I thought it wasn't the game wasn't as close as what it seemed, to be honest with you. Like, I know it ended up that close, but our first period was one of the best first periods I've seen us play.
You talked about how it may not be easy for a player of Lowell's age to drop in with Milan and Ford on the line like that. Have you kind of laid out for him at all, with him playing with those two now, what you view his role in that line, or do you want Jesse to just play the game that he's been playing all year?
Well, I think you just put your stick down and go to the net. I think that's cures everything, doesn't it? I think those two will just find you eventually. And I think that was obviously shown very quickly there. But no, I think Jesse's a good hockey player. Don't sell him short either. He carries that line. Again, he's bangs the body. He can hit around. He's been in some fights.
Welcome back to Akins Ford Arena. Rock Lobsters down 2-0. River Dragons up by goals from Joel Texmo and Josh Colton. What you missed during the intermission was a touching tribute to those of Crustacean Nation who have fought and beat cancer survivors, and a few touching stories, including that of PA announcer Joe Dennis, a touching tribute from the front office staff of the Athens Rock Lobsters to the other voice of Crustacean Nation. Athens had their players stay out on the bench as the stories were told over the big screen over center ice. And they went back into the locker room only after shaking each of their hands. Some other games happening in the FPHL tonight, none of them kicking off just yet. Will be interesting to see if the game between the Moccasins and the PD Ice Cats takes place tonight. It was canceled yesterday, rather suspended until Sunday after there was issues with the ice. And of course, Rock Lobsters familiar with the issues at the PD Ice Cats Arena at the Florence Civic Center. Rock Lobsters coming back out on the ice for the second period, hoping to find another gear. A team that has looked so comfortable in playing in transition over the past few weeks during this current 8-game winning streak, the longest in the FPHL as it currently stands. Right now it's looking at danger of coming to an end, but Athens' worst period this season has been the first. Let's see if we see a different team in the second. It's been that man who's been the best player for the Rock Lobsters in the game thus far. But the River Dragons have still found a way past Carter McPhail twice through the first 20 minutes. The team out in front of the Great Wall of Michigan, Great Wall of Montreal, soon to return William Lavalier. But the man out of Fenton, Michigan, hoping to have a little bit more from the team in front of him in the remaining 40 minutes. Still skating 4-on-4 here. At the 18:40 mark of the first period, the River Dragons scored 4-on-4. It's a beautiful tic-tac-toe move that was finished off by Josh Colton. Milan and Lowell forward, the furthest Rock Lobster back, and what a goal! Just 19 seconds into the period, the Rock Lobsters have one back through the resident superhero of Athens. It's Super Milan. What a beautiful toe drag-like shot. Just waits for Babin to make a slight move from the post and sticks it between the pad and the post. Just what the doctor ordered for the Rock Lobsters. An immediate answer to draw one back. And here come the Rock Lobsters again. Both teams now skating 5-a-side. Took Barrow a second to track that one down. It's flipped up ahead, and now here's Milan again. Great recovery speed there from Nathan Balkwell. 19 seconds into the second period. Milan settles it. He almost gets goal number 2 in a matter of a minute. Garrett Milan's 30th of the season. He combines with Gus Ford once again. But now Barrow, not a lot of mustard on the shot there from Alex Storjahan. He's just 1 goal away from becoming the franchise leader all time in goals. Did Leifers get a piece? Yes, he did. Neiley trying to ease it back out to the net front, as is Leifers. Both efforts blocked. Leifers from a tight angle. Hugging the post was Babin. Virgili. A tilt-a-whirl pass. It gets blocked out. Little step ahead. Whistler of a shot there from the man out of Langley, BC. Not Carter Shinkarik, but Brad Fortin, rookie making his pro debut. Shinkarik caught out by 2 River Dragons and goes down to the ice, and now Neiley almost gets on the end of a breakout pass. Garrett Milan with a goal just 19 seconds into the second period. Carter Shinkarik no worse for wear after the hit from his former teammate Alexander Jemayev. Gus Ford with another face-off. Croucher got his stick impeded right as he sent the shot. Jemayev from behind his net, up the far side. Through Bartuccio Pereira, now it's a 2-on-1. Michael Greco with a perfect poke check, and then Forden has to glove it down in behind McPhail. 3 River Dragons getting in on the forecheck, and John Calgin able to poke it ahead. Michael Greco gloves it down. Loses a handle as he took it onto the backhand. Bartuccio Pereira threads the needle. Calgin with a dump in. Babin rides the wall all the way down to the Athens portion of the ice. Mai up the right side. Ford fires to the left for Lowell. River Dragons have time to find a way out, which they eventually do find. Doherty, centering pass was a good one, but no one there to put a punctuation mark on it. A beauty from Garrett Milan has Athens within sniffing distance. Icing was waved off, so McPhail comes out to make a play. Leaves it for his fellow Carter, Shinkarik. Neiley just trying to flip it into the path of Milan. With the Rock Lobsters having only 8 forwards this afternoon, you're seeing really a lot of mixing of lines. The Rock Lobsters can only really field 2 2/3 lines. Nice little trickery there from Galvin. Shot from the point. Colton looking for another one in this game. Neiley and Lowell on the 2-on-1. Neiley draws it back, centers it to the back post. Lowell didn't get anything on it. And then Shinkarik gives it up. Joel Texmo already has one in this game, and he almost turns helper. Both of the goal scorers for the River Dragons almost combining perfectly. Still some real venom to this River Dragon team. Athens hoping to nullify it more in this second period. McPhail beaten twice in the first. Leifers with 3-4 around him. No option but to give it away to Columbus. Puck pinballing all around the zone. Leifers reaches in at Storjahan. Wickline. Barrow, a shot down from the knee is saved by McPhail. Justin Somero on the effort. Bartuccio Pereira, his pass gets under the stick of Powell. Here's the JBP Express again. Tyler Barrow with an assist in this game. On a perfect pass, but it just too hard off the stick of Thornton. A great play from the far side corner. Barrow. River Dragon took an early step, and that sends us to the first commercial timeout. Rock Lobsters still behind, but Garrett Milan has Athens back in it. It's Columbus 2, Rock Lobsters 1.
Since we opened in 1968, we've taken pride in our professional staff. Unparalleled customer service is our legacy. Experience the best, skilled hands and friendly faces. At Stanfield Air Systems, satisfaction is not just a guarantee, it's our tradition. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
Honey, the sink is overflowing!
Okay, I'll call a plumber.
Need a plumber? Need a pro? When you need a plumber, call a pro. Plumber Pro.
River Dragons have done a great job of crashing the crease of Carter McPhail in this game. That's why they scored their first 2 in the first period. But 19 seconds into the middle frame, Garrett Milan has scratched one back for the Rock Lobsters. Garrett Rutledge will hope that that's a momentum shift for the hosts. Seeing Gus Ford taking more and more draws in this game. Lowell, Ford, and Milan. Greco and Maye, the starters for the Rock Lobsters in this game. Brad Fortin gets caught out, as does Jesse Lowell. A giveaway from the River Dragons to Jesse Lowell. Gus Ford whips one to Milan. Milan on the rebound is stopped by Babin twice. Beautiful from Babin on the rebound against someone who has already beat him once in this period. Greco takes the new Columbus rookie into the corner. Lowell gives it away in the middle ice. Ford on the forecheck, buzzing around the offensive zone. Greco knocking bodies around. Barks something at Ryan Hunter. And then he blocks a shot from Thornton. A rip from distance. Virgili gets on the end of it. Philip Virgili working from the right wing. Spins to Leifers. Leifers with a shot out of play. The Rock Lobsters aren't the only team working hard this season. Off the ice, the Claws Up crew, the official booster club, is supporting the players with post-game meals, furnished apartments, and even bus blankets for those long bus rides. Want to learn more or get involved yourself? Scan the QR code on your screen or visit arlbc.org today. With the absence of Joe Mack, Eli Leifers is likely the best face-off man for the Crustaceans. We'll get an offensive zone face-off here. Shot swallowed up by Babin. Rock Lobsters doing a great job of carving out more shooting opportunities, and it's showing on the tally. Shot on net number 20. Now they're just one behind the visitors. All-time record for the Rock Lobsters against Columbus, 12 wins, 7 losses, 2 overtime losses. Columbus need a new face-off man after Galvin gets kicked out. Centered from Leifers. Babin had a save to make from the tightest of angles. Garrett keeping a watchful eye, but it's a beautiful pass to Joel Texmo. Just a little too much on it from Doherty. But it was pinpoint and precise. Shinkarik trying to do it all himself. tying up his fellow captain and Captain Kirk for Columbus. Leafers, a beautiful stick handling move. Need a new puck. That one finds a way out of the rink. Eli Leafers on a hunt for his first goal since February 1st, his Athens Rock Lobster debut. He scored against the Biloxi Breakers. Do the face-off again. Wickline with a touch. Doesn't get through the JBP Express. Jonathan Bartuccio Pereira. 2 games removed from a 4-assist game against the Twin City Thunderbirds. Fires a pass into Calgin. Touches it down for Croucher. Here's Bartuccio Pereira again. Out of the same hometown as assistant coach Brandon Picard, San Bernard de Monterville. A giveaway from Columbus in their own ice. Calgin prompting the pad save from Babin. That's perfect from Maye into Croucher. Takes it all over the 3 central lines. Can't kick it to himself. Storjahan out of Anthem, Arizona. Here's Calgin again. Would love to find his scoring touch after he had a 2-goal performance 2 games ago. Michael Greco has it taken him through him by Jemayev, but Greco recovers well. McPhail plays it off the window. Falls to Ford. Milan takes it. Sticks it back between the skates. Ford into Lowell. Protecting on the backhand. Lowell from the corner was a great idea, but everyone else was further up ahead the ice. And now the River Dragons with numbers up ahead. Jemayev takes his eye off the puck. Gets taken to the wall by Greco. Still the River Dragons here. Fortin was low in the slot ahead of McPhail. Here's Ford again. Gus Ford coming off his first game as a Rock Lobster without a goal, but he had 3 assists in the matchup. Tuesday against Monroe. He ranks 4th in the FPHL in goals. Milan flips it out to Greco. Shinkarik looking for a deflection from his good friend Phil. Ford, back where it came from, cut out by Columbus. Doherty on the forecheck, batted away by Shinkarik. Virgili banks it to Greco. Greco gets taken down, and Athens will have a power play. After this commercial break, we'll have the first power play of the game. Can Athens tie it up on the quadruple P?
When you're the leader, disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Fire it up, Randy! By being prepared for anything! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Every business owner who's built a business wonders about their company's legacy. What's the path forward after they decide to take a step back? At the heart of every succession plan is a vision that safeguards hard-earned success. This isn't just paperwork. It's your roadmap, guiding a business during a change in ownership and detailing how ownership transitions and key financial decisions unfold. This instills a profound sense of pride, belonging, innovation, and commitment, ensuring a stable future for the company and a rewarding exit for you. Let's forge that path together.
Doherty called 2 minutes for holding, just his 15th penalty minute since coming back. Kind of surprising for a man who's known for his fights in the FPHL. Columbus fans very excited that Doherty is back after 12 games played with the South Carolina Stingrays in the ECHL. Had a hot start, had a couple goals in his first games back, but has slowed down considerably. Athens coming off of a great night on their power play, 3 goals on the man advantage, and they might get another one here. Babin able to clench up and save the shot from Virgili. River Dragons taking exception there as Babin gets poked in on. Believe me, Babin can protect himself. Consistently one of the highest penalty minute receivers in the goalie position in the FPHL. Philip Virgili so close to tying the game up there. Shooting opportunity just 8 seconds in. This power play unit is formidable, to say the least, especially since Eric Neiley's come back from his spell in the SPHL. Ford and Milan. Neiley on the near side. Here he is. Fires it back to the back door. Milan didn't get anything on it. Shinkarik with a great initial play, centers it towards the slot and sent down by Barrow.
Columbus penalty, number 13, stop Doherty. 2 minutes for holding.
Gus Ford looking for a way out and for a way down. Milan is always a good option. Virgili trying to take a body there so it reaches Carter Shinkarik. Flipped ahead by Phil. Milan lifts the stick, wins it back. Neiley fires it down. Philip Virgili takes it in behind. Neiley so good at making plays from the half wall. No looker to Gus Ford, who's running the point right now. Shinkarik trading places with Ford. Shinkarik just trying to shift around this penalty kill unit. 40 seconds to go on the man advantage for Athens. Milan, quick pass. Neiley, left circle shot, pad save Babin. There might be one last rush if Athens moves quickly. A pass from Shinkarik gets tipped there by Wickline. Gus Ford still out on the ice, as is Shinkarik. Gus Ford, a little bit of trickery on the zone entry. Maye, quarterbacking. Milan with a slapper. Babin committed to one side, but doesn't see a shot on the rebound. Milan out in front, skips one wide. River Dragons able to kill the penalty to Doherty. He's back out on the ice, and now Athens unable to succeed on the first power play of the day. Doherty just pulls it back away from Lowell. Sends it high, sends it long. Michael Greco right in front of the Columbus bench, where I'm sure he's already made some friends. Leafers rides the line to Lowell. Croucher behind the referee there to Maya. Greco through traffic. Skips like a stone. Falls into the corner. Croucher has 2 Columbus players around him. And Doherty is going to be able to pop the pressure. Fake slapper from Thornton. And then a glove save from McPhail. McPhail just gets the glove to his left armpit, makes a save. And now look at the difference in shots on net here between the two teams. The Rock Lobsters were outshot 18-13 in the first period. They're now outshooting Columbus 13-4. Face-off win for Columbus, but it gets through Underwood, and now Calgin here on a half break. Calgin from the right circle. He scored from a similar position, but he centers it this time from behind the net. No touch there from Virgili as much as he might have wanted the shot. Calgin scored from a very similar position. Croucher wins it back off of a check. Calgin on the backhand centers it, gets through Croucher. Calgin, banker to Maye. Greco off the wall, up ahead for Croucher. Calgin from the far side corner. Stick handles around one, but Croucher bouncing off of bodies in the offensive ice. River Dragons will ice. The second period has really flown by. 6 minutes and 9 seconds. Another sellout announced here, 5,647 for Stick It to Cancer Night. Bertuccio Pereira. Milan working it down low. Ford misfires a pass in a lull. Storjahan, great poke check there from Bertuccio Pereira. Been really impressed with him since he's joined the Rock Lobsters from the SPHL. Certain buzz about Garrett Milan, who finds Gus Ford looking for a short angle snipe. Barrow. Wickline. Barrow from the high slot. McPhail gets it in the gear. Both teams will make changes to personnel. Jonathan Bertuccio Pereira, 135 games of SPHL experience. Had 6 goals and 5 assists in 37 games in the SPHL this year. Has 4 points to his name now as a Rock Lobster. They all came in one game, a 4-assist performance against the Thunderbirds. There's Leafers, the big Leaf, once again winning the faceoff. But once again, Athens getting caught in their own ice. Neiley with a great pass. Leafers didn't know much about it. Bertuccio Pereira has the big Leaf on the left side, sends it off the end boards and almost came back out towards the front of the net. River Dragons, they've been the better transition team here. That's going to be called an interference, and I'm not so sure about that. Right after the Rock Lobsters were unsuccessful on their first power play, the River Dragons will have a bite. Bertuccio Pereira pleading his case, but Zebras won't listen. And now Athens has to protect McPhail against the best power play unit in the FPHL. Calgin, great read there as Barrow couldn't cast a spell on it. Still trying to get on the end of it is John Calgin. Underwood meets Greco. McPhail out of the crease. It flips up over the cage. Somebody's lost a glove. Looks like it was Storjahan. A one-timer from the line. Underwood misses against McPhail. Keep a watch out here for Storjahan. He's looking for that goal to be the new franchise leader all time against the River Dragons. A pass that just rides the Royal Road straight to McPhail. Final commercial timeout of the middle frame. Rock Lobsters had one back in the first minute, and they've been the busier team on the offensive side of things. We'll see if that changes as the River Dragons are on to their first power play of the night. Stay tuned here on the ARL Network. Farmburger is defined by its mission, its farms, its team, and its family. In 2008, our co-founders gathered around a single idea: redefine the burger by bringing together a community of ranchers, farmers, chefs, restaurateurs, and eaters. Our promise is to strive every day and with every burger to uphold these core values to each and every one of you. We do that by holding ourselves to a higher standard, grass-fed and grass-finished. That means our cattle are never fed grain. Our belief feeds our mission, and our mission is to feed you.
Meet our professional team, where the best customer service is our promise. With over 5 decades of expertise, trust Stanfield to keep you comfortable. Schedule online at stanfieldair.com.
Jonathan Bartuccio Pereira serving 2 minutes for interference. River Dragons still have 1:07 left on the man advantage. Athens on the Leslie Jones law penalty kill. Strong, skilled, strategic defense. That's what they'll need against the top power play in the league coming into this game with a 26.9% clip. Athens in the purple tonight, a little bit of purple rain over the loudspeaker. Colton can't get it on his tape. There's been a buzz about Brody Thornton in this game really getting in on the offensive mix in this contest. He's here on the power play unit for Columbus. Greco with a touch, nothing more. Kulatarsi there to help him out. Croucher struggling to find it. Much larger Doherty there, not going to make it any easier. Fire down just short of 200 feet by Michael Greco. 30 seconds left on this power play. Leafers racing to try and get to the loose puck that was left by Trevor Babin. Fired around by Thornton. Put back by Colton. Looked like he was frustrated in the result of it, but Columbus still able to set up shop here. Final 10 seconds of the power play for the River Dragons. Hits a body out in front. It was Michael Greco. Colton made a good read on it. Athens back at full strength, but the goal comes just seconds after the power play ends. Alexander Jemaev jams one in right out in front of Carter McPhail's crease. And the River Dragons restore their 2-goal lead. Just a perfect play in behind. River Dragons still able to use the power play to their advantage, as Bartuccio Pereira was still fresh out on the ice after serving his penalty. Athens Rock Lobsters with a lot of great hard work here in the second period to put themselves back in contention. But that's been erased on the goal from Jemaev. Milan and Ford. Gus Ford, beautiful stick handle move. Generates power on the backhand, but not enough to get past Babin. Big thank you to all 300 plus of you tuning in on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to play a part in our world famous chat. Ring the bell to stay notified of all future Rock Lobster content, and like the stream. All things Rock Lobsters here on the official Rock Lobster YouTube channel. Still 22.5 minutes left in this one, but Jemaev has created some cushion for Columbus on his 13th of the year. Now it's Ford. Ford fights off one, it comes off the post. And here's the goal lights here. The shot gets ripped by Barrow. Barrow upset. That came off the post. And the River Dragons, frustrated that their break the other direction had to be cut short by the goal lights. Referees gathering at center ice. Face-off will happen to the left of Carter McPhail. Scoreline stays where it is at 3-1. Face-off win for Columbus. Neiley trying to nullify against Underwood. Bertuccio Pereira up ahead for Caljan. Cuts the ice with a pass to Philip Virgili. Virgili's pass gets blocked. Both Bertuccio Pereira and Colatarsi back to handle it. Neiley with a step in on the left side. Virgili makes the read. Skips a pass in towards the slot. Cut out by Columbus. Fortin off the wall. Tight angle. Jemayev, the goal scorer to make it 3-1. Athens with another giveaway in their own ice. Hunter looks behind them. Shot ahead of the slot. Now here's Gus Ford. Gus Ford gets taken down, manhandled to the ice. A lot of looking into each other's eyes right in front of the Athens bench. Looks like it's going to be Hunter to sit. Jerome Bichard fired up on the Columbus bench. Just a reverse clothesline there from Hunter on Ford. Athens will have a chance to answer back on the power play once again. Ford just about wins it. Neiley kicks it to Milan. Milan with a slapper. Neiley trying to fire. And now defensive work to do on the man advantage. Good passing play, shot wide. Athens loads back up. Virgili to Neiley to Milan. Back to Phil, who spins, tries to feed Ford. And now Virgili racing back to make sure it's not a 2-on-1. 30 seconds left in the period, a minute 20 left on the power play. Milan knew where Neiley was, but so did the River Dragons. Barrow, tic-tac-toe stuff again from Columbus. Ford and Milan. Columbus overcommitting on the penalty kill. Milan skips it wide. And now Barrow in all alone on a breakaway, just seconds left. Barrow whiffs on the shot, and the horn blows before the shot goes in against McPhail. Rock Lobsters saved by the bell or saved by the horn in this instance. Tyler Barrow and Garrett Milan firing pleasantries at another from a distance. A much, much better period from the Rock Lobsters, but not really anything to show for it. And you could take a look here at the very poetic first intermission. Cancer survivors, a part of Crustacean Nation, that were able to ring the bell here at the tank. Carter McPhail still making big-time saves in the game. You saw the goal there from Garrett Milan to get one back for Athens, but the River Dragons answered just seconds after the power play through Alexander Jemayev. And it's back to the drawing board going into the third period. River Dragons with another 2-goal lead. Eric Neiley made his return to the Rock Lobsters on Tuesday on St. Patrick's Day. And what a return it was. He made it with aplomb. marking his first Rock Lobster hat trick in the game against the Snakes. I had to talk with him just about a month ago and got to learn all about his history in the game. Here's my talk with Eric Neiley. Hey there, Crustacean Nation, and welcome back to Lobster Tales on the Athens Rock Lobster Network. It's your method into learning more about the lobsters that you love. And my guest today is the man who has seen it all, from D1 hockey to the AHL to across the pond, and now a highlight of the tank, personification of dad strength on and off the ice. Welcome to the show, Eric Neiley. Niels, exciting to have you on, man. A big thank you for joining me.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me.
I think one of the cool things about hockey coming to Athens is that, you know, you have this new generation here in this city learning about the game and starting on their own path. And I think you're the kind of guy that young hockey players want to kind of grow up to be. What did the start of your path in hockey look like?
So I actually probably started later than most of the guys on the team. I think I probably started skating around 6 or 7. My aunt got tickets to a Flyers game, and she took me and my brother, and I came home the next day, and I was like, "Mom, Dad, I want to play hockey." And then it kind of went from there. So it all started thanks to corporate tickets.
Well, that was the very start. But after that, you know, from junior hockey into high school, it seems like you really saw a lot of the East Coast growing up. You were born in PA, played junior hockey in New Jersey, went to boarding school in New Hampshire. Was it just hockey that was the main reason for all that travel growing up?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, obviously going to prep school and then to Dartmouth, my parents had always stressed education as well. I mean, you never know how long you're going to be able to play hockey. I mean, even the best of the best, they're done at some point. So education was a big part of it as well. And that's kind of led me more towards the prep school, boarding school route than juniors at the time, which I was kind of set on. But it all worked out and it was a blast. So
That boarding school was Phillips Exeter Academy. It's the 6th oldest boarding school in the U.S., a place that has a ton of history, a lot of famous alumni. I think Mark Zuckerberg went there just 7 years before you. As a 16, 17-year-old kid leaving home at such a young age, was there fear in going to Phillips Exeter, or even then, were you laser focused on what it is you wanted to accomplish?
I think the only fear was the academic part with some of those alumni. Like it was a rigorous school. It was tough. But no, like once I settled in and found my way and hockey season started, everything kind of just fell into place and got comfortable. Once I was able to get on the ice, and that's actually I met my wife there. So obviously I had that going at the beginning. So it was a great experience. I wouldn't trade my 2 years there for anything.
You've kind of already started me off on my next question. You meet your wife here in New Hampshire. The love story between you and your wife feels like something straight out of one of the books my fiance reads. You know, you being a hockey athlete out of PA, you meet a girl from Vermont who plays hockey. I know maybe it was a bit of a small pond environment to find each other, but how was it that you two found each other?
Yeah, and it actually happened on the ice. So the season didn't start until I think it was either just before or just after Thanksgiving, but we would have the ice from the start of school year up until the season started, and our backup goalie played soccer, so we need another goalie. So the girls' goalie came out with us, and every once in a while she would invite some of her teammates to come skate with us as well. And yeah, that's kind of how it happened.
And you guys would kind of almost split pass in college because, you know, you went to do your D1 hockey career at Dartmouth. I know you guys weren't too far separated. You in New Hampshire and Tam went to Union College in Schenectady, New York. What were those? Were those difficult years at all with you two both in new environments, but apart from one another?
Yes and no. I mean, anytime you add some distance, obviously it's gonna be tough. But her hometown was an hour from Dartmouth, so she was able to kind of come home, come see me. We would play at Union in the regular season, play at RPI, which was only 15 minutes away. Um, Made another trips there in the playoffs. Unfortunately, Union ended our season 2 years out of my 4, so she had that over me. But no, I mean, it is what it is at that point. Like, we're both doing our thing. She was killing it in school, and I was playing hockey. So
What ended up happening with Tam in her athletic career? Because I remember you telling me a story once where she was heavily recruited to potentially play hockey in college. She would end up uh, rowing crew at Union, and what happened there? Why did she not pursue hockey any further after that?
yeah, I mean, when I first met her, she was deciding between BU and Minnesota. So pretty two pretty good women's programs. But then senior year, she pretty much destroyed everything in her ankle, and it was kind of tough for her to put a skate on again after that. I think she went to Union thinking if it ever healed up, she would be able to play there. Never got to that point, unfortunately, and uh, the athletic part of her, competitiveness in her, she still wanted to do something, so that's kind of how she ended up with crew. A little more stability, you don't have to twist and turn on the ankle. So she enjoyed that, but it wasn't the same. I mean, she definitely feels like she missed out on that a little bit, but kind of just dove all into her studies and loved that. Went abroad her senior year, so kind of found a new passion, which is great.
Well, she kind of ended up being educationally very astute in multiple different ways. You yourself, you would go on to Ivy League in Dartmouth, a school that is extremely difficult to get into, incredibly rigorous when you're there. What was it like for you to find the balance between student and athlete in your time as a student athlete?
I think that was the best thing Exeter did for me, was prepare me for what college was going to be like. Honestly, I think Exeter was harder than Dartmouth. I don't know if that was just the shock that I had when I got there, or if it really does that good of a job preparing you for some of those top academic colleges in the country. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to try and take any engineering classes or any sort of pre-med track or anything like that. I kind of had to pick and choose so that I could focus on the ice while also still getting the most out of my education. And I uh, I was a government major, kind of focused in international relations. So classes were interesting. I enjoyed it and got to play hockey.
It might be kind of a nebulous kind of question, but playing D1 hockey, going to the kind of academic institution that Dartmouth presents, when you look back, do you think your development in the sport of hockey was more profound, or was your development as a person and as a man more profound?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, you look at Dartmouth's past. Like, I think it was maybe the '06 or '08 team there or something had 12 guys that played in the NHL. I mean, now the last couple of years, you got guys coming into the NHL out of Dartmouth. I think Drew O'Connor is probably the biggest one recently. But yeah, just the way it prepares you, the discipline you have to manage the school and the athletic side of it. No, I mean, it was great. I don't think I'd be the person I am if I didn't go there, and I wouldn't change anything.
Was there kind of any, rubbing elbows kind of moments that stuck out from you from that time at Dartmouth when you look back? You kind of already mentioned it, the kind of level of players that Dartmouth produces, but also Ivy League hockey as a whole. It's kind of crazy that I played with that guy or against that guy. Like around that time, you must have played with or against Jimmy Vesey, right?
Yeah, yeah, he was there. He was at Harvard. I think he was maybe a year behind me. Uh, so my line mate at Exeter went to Harvard as well. So we were close, and I'd head down there in the spring and hang out with all those guys. So it was pretty cool to see the career that Jimmy ended up having. I kind of wish he was still stateside, but he's killing it in Switzerland now. No, but I mean, we played against a lot of great players, and Chris Wagner was at Colgate at the time. Austin Smith was at Colgate. Quinnipiac had a bunch of great players. Kenny Agostino at Yale. And then even my senior year, Hugh Jessamine had come back and he was graduating because he had just retired the previous season. I mean, 12th overall pick, 10-year professional career, kind of came back. And that was a good guy to be able to learn from senior year, who was finishing up kind of the career that I was hoping to just start the following season.
it's kind of crazy just how, long that list is, how expansive it is. It's funny. There's a multiple of instances in this team doing these kind of interviews with the boys where some of the boys looked up to an older brother for their inspiration in the game, but you were that older brother, and your brother Kevin followed in your footsteps at both Phillips Exeter and Dartmouth. Did having Kevin, as you navigated the different levels of the game, kind of change the way that you approached your own career, knowing that you weren't just carving out your own path, but maybe also kind of setting the standard for your younger brother?
Yeah, I don't know if we necessarily like set out to kind of follow in each other's paths, but I mean, he saw how much I enjoyed it, and he kind of figured like if I get the chance at these places, like it's hard to say no. Like both Exeter and Dartmouth for what it can set you up for afterwards, and especially for him, I don't think he quite had the. I mean, he was definitely the player. If he wanted to, he could have gone, but I don't think he had any interest in continuing to play after college. So he was able to take full advantage of like the alumni network that a place like Dartmouth provides.
Well, while your brother Kevin chose to end his hockey career there, you would then sign a PTO with the Providence Bruins in the AHL toward the end of your collegiate career. Such a huge accomplishment. I couldn't imagine what the feeling at that time was like. With everything that you've done in your career, where does that still rank among the accolades?
Yeah, I mean my first pro game was for Providence against Hartford in Hartford. I mean, that's it's kind of what you work for your whole time growing up is that first pro game, right? So my whole family drove up from Philly, so luckily it wasn't too far away. So that was definitely a special one. And then that was the only game I got in the spring that year, but just being around that team, I mean, they were pushing for the playoffs and being around, learning from those guys, like that's kind of you realize what it takes to be successful. And then the following year, going to rookie camp with Boston, main camp in Boston. Those are things at the time you're like, wow, this is pretty cool. But then as you get older and you kind of look back and you can really learn a lot about things that you remember and what sticks out and all that. So yeah, it was definitely good.
What were the immediate things that you noticed in feeling out the difference in level, going straight from college to the AHL level is crazy.
Yeah, so luckily I had a teammate that was in Providence for that full season, Matt Lindblad, who I played with at school the year before, and having that comfort with somebody that's just like, hey, you're here for a reason. Like you can play here. Like I mean, it's fast. Like guys are flying. Um, it's cutthroat. I mean, you're one level away from not only life changing money, but reaching the dream that everybody wants in the game. So practices are intense, games are intense, um, but it's a fun atmosphere to be around once you start soaking it in and learning from all the different guys. And then, but that was the best advice. Like you're here for a reason.
You would then head to the Atlanta Gladiators, a place that would become home for you in so many different ways, but there would be a few years with different destinations in between your stints there. During that first spell with the Glads in 2015, when you started out, did you have that thought, oh, I can see myself back here later on?
Honestly, no, not that first year. I mean, the first year was probably my rookie season was the toughest of my career. I was kind of bouncing back and forth between Atlanta and Providence, not playing a whole lot in Providence, coming down, not really having a role in Atlanta. So it was kind of tough going back and forth and not really being able to settle in to either spot. So then I kind of just made the decision the following year, like I'm just going to re-sign with Atlanta, go back to what I know, and just focus on winning a job and carving out a role. And then once I did that, kind of my career kind of took off from there in that league, which was good.
A couple of other teams that you would play in the ECHL, but sandwiched in between was a trip across the pond in England with the Sheffield Steelers and the Milton Keynes Lightning. How did that opportunity to go overseas come about?
Yeah, so I was playing in Adirondack, and it's funny to laugh about it now, 10 years later, but I thought I was going to be retiring at the end of that season. Um, my wife was working in Massachusetts at the time, and we were moving down to Florida. So I thought, like, and a friend of mine was playing in Dundee in the English league or the UK league, and he's like, "Hey, we need a guy. Like, are you interested?" And I wanted
there where you thought to yourself, maybe even more so off the ice than on the ice, like this could only happen here in England? Maybe like a bit of a culture shock moment for you at all?
I don't know quite as much. Like, luckily they all speak English over there. But I think it was 2 weeks after I got there, maybe we were in Belarus playing in the Continental Cup, and we were in the third place game and we won. So we needed to wait for the championship game to end so that we could go out for the medal ceremony or whatever that is. But they wouldn't let us leave the arena before that. So some of the British guys started talking to fans that they knew were there, and they showed up with 15 cases of beer. So that's kind of what we did in the locker room during the championship game. And I think if you saw that medal ceremony, you would have thought we won gold. So
a little bit of a pub atmosphere there in the arena, it sounds like.
Yeah, so that was a fun memory. That was fun, and that was 2 weeks after getting there. And I was like, all right, that was a great way to get to know everybody. And I was like, I can have fun over here.
You'd end up coming back to the States and back to the Gladiators and had 2 just amazing seasons. You would make the decision to retire at the end of the 2022-23 year and becoming an assistant coach with the organization. What led to that decision and how? Athens returned to the ice at Akins Ford Arena, down 3-1, but we'll start the last frame of regulation on the Paloma Park power play. Let's talk a little bit about how we got there. First, Joel Texmo chopped a deflection past Carter McPhail, 5:25 into the contest to take the early lead for the River Dragons. That advantage was doubled late in the first period after Josh Colton finished off a tic-tac-toe move on the 4-on-4. But just 19 seconds into the second period, it looked like it was going to be the frame for Athens to come back into this one. Garrett Milan scratched one back for the Rock Lobsters after finding the twine through the 5-hole of Trevor Babin. However, just seconds after a Columbus power play ended, Alexander Jemayev restored the multi-goal lead with a one-timer in the low slot. Athens, though, they are potentially the best third-period team in the FPHL. They will hope to prove that on Stick It to Cancer night in front of another sold-out crowd of Crustacean Nation in the tank. Athens will be led back out by Carter McPhail, who has been tremendous in the crease in this game, but unfortunately his play hasn't been a huge catalyst going forward for Athens, trying to transition defense into offense. The River Dragons have done a great job at nullifying what Athens has done so well over the past few weeks on this current 8-game win streak, and that is moved through 3 zones on the ice. However, Crustacean Nation will know not to count out the cardiac crustaceans, a moniker that has become all too familiar this season. They can start by getting one back on the power play. 53 seconds to go on the penalty to Ryan Hunter. Holding was the call against Gus Ford that put Athens on the quadruple P. The rest of the games in the FPHL are just starting to kick off. Of course, Monroe hoping that the Rock Lobsters will fall any step of the way so they can start to erase the deficit at the top of the Continental. Gus Ford so close to evening up the score at one point in the second period. River Dragons were able to get one after that, though. Athens doesn't have a lot of time remaining on this power play. Let's see if they can carve out a quick opportunity. Gus Ford just dancing through traffic. Puck bounces up on him. Virgili. Hatchin-Carrick moving up from the left side. Didn't know much about it. Ford behind him. Neiley looking for Virgili. And it clangs off the post. Trevor Babin will likely kiss the metalwork after this game. Milan with a giveaway to Barrow. Barrow trying to sweep it out from the skate of Carter McPhail that just clutches it to the post. Tyler Barrow with a great shorthanded opportunity. Extended his point streak to 18 games in this one. It's not just the power play that's so formidable for the River Dragons. On the special team side, also have the fourth best PK unit. Lowell just trying to manhandle his way down toward the crease. Leifers chops at it, and now the River Dragons have Ryan Hunter back. And they have Ryan Hunter offsides.
Looking for your favorite Christian contemporary hits all day, every day? For over 30 years, the Joy FM has been serving the Southeast, helping you find joy. Tune in to 88.9 The Joy FM, helping you find joy.
Leifers, it's unfortunate having a face-off man like him getting kicked out, but Jesse Lowell, no slouch in the department. Jesse Lowell's had time at center this year. McPhail scanning from the trapezoid. No trapezoid rule in the FPHL. Out to the far side. Thornton deflects it out into the left circle. Gets it back on the outside hash marks. Greco trying to create space on the hit. Devin Maye gets it over the red line. Comes off the stick of Babin. Calgin getting behind the goal line. Maye with a hit on Thornton. Carter Shinkarik with a snapper over the bar. Here's Kyle Powell. It's a giveaway from Athens in their half of the ice. Virgili for Croucher. Here's Powell. Gloved by Babin. Kyle Powell still hoping for his first goal as a pro. He's back into the lineup. With Athens down a few hands in this game. We talked about it in our open. Gleb Van Durken and Daniil Glukarioff missing out due to travel necessary for international paperwork purposes. Here's Ford, Milan, and Neiley. How dangerous can this line be if they find some chemistry? Doherty fires out left. Sent in by Somero. McPhail stops it in the lobster trap. Ford helps it onto the end of the stick of Garrett Milan. Can Garrett Milan strap the cape on once again? Shinkarik reaches for it, can't get it off of Galvin. Great poke check there from Kolatarsi. Neiley gets a piece and nothing more. Milan toe drags it around one. Milan through the stick of Bartuccio Pereira. Still Athens here though, but not for long. Bodies falling on around like there's landmines on the ice. Look out for the JBP Express. Bartuccio Pereira to Leifers. Bounces off the hit of Underwood. Gentleman to my right really trying to make a fight happen here in the tank. Right now, Athens needs to stay disciplined. Down 3-1 here. It's a lead pass. No icing as Wickline got a touch to it. Maye so good through traffic, but gets caught up here. It's a great pass from behind the net. Storjahan. Wickline from the blue line. Slapped away by Bartuccio Pereira. Lowell to Calgin. Flipped. Maye, Calgin. There's presence from the Rock Lobsters out front. Shinkarik through traffic. Trying to shake off the block shot there was Underwood. That one's got a sting. Wickline trying to take it right down the Royal Road. And it's icing against Athens. Troy Cushman saying, I don't understand how our guys get called up when we were going to be fighting for a Commissioner's Cup. Ultimately, this is the Federal Prospects Hockey League. And while, of course, we want to win a championship at the end of the season, it's also important for us to develop the guys who will put their trust in us for their careers. And when the opportunity comes calling to come in the ECHL, that is often too much to pass up, and we want to give that opportunity to the guys. Do they automatically come back to the team when playoffs start? Not necessarily. I believe Joe Mack, though, will be back not after too long here. William Lavalier, of course, going back to the ECHL himself. Great poke check there. Look at Neiley and the speed. It's still Neiley, just misses wide. So many near misses for Athens in this game. Neiley found a second gear. McPhail once again rolling the dice. Lucky for him, he rolls a 7. Croucher gives it away. Neiley can't deprive Sommer of taking it forward. A snapper, and what a reach there from McPhail. We go back to the commercial timeout. Athens still needs 2. It's Columbus 3, Rock Lobsters 1.
Hi, welcome to Chandler Jewelers. What would you like to learn today?
Looking for a new watch, something a little more fast, more precise.
Yeah, that one looks like it's seen better days. And let's get you something that can keep up.
Oh snap, I got a game to get to. Whew, plenty of time to spare.
This broadcast is brought to you by Thornton Brothers, your one-stop source for janitorial safety and packaging solutions, from restroom soap and protective eyewear to butcher paper and more. Thornton Brothers, they've got you covered. See if there's any score lines starting out here in the FPHL. Doesn't look like it just yet. Take a look here at the other games that are going to be happening tonight. Breakers and Thunderbirds just getting started. A 3-1 game here in Athens. Rock Lobsters looking for a route back. Greco rims it around on the near side, snapped back the other direction by Doherty. Falls down in front of Greco. Gus Ford, great defensive play. Still Ford here. Milan back to Ford, in behind Babin. Lowell for Greco. Milan with a tip, saved by Babin. Reaction stuff there from the Colorado native. Milan back to Ford. Ford trying to carve out a path. Just too much defensive presence from the River Dragons in front of their netminder. Another tip, Milan wide. Lowell with a hit on Underwood. Leaks out for Texmo. Joel Texmo scoring his 4th of the season to open the scoring in this game. Is there another one here? Through the crease on the stuff-in from Texmo. Storjahan out to Colton. He has a goal in this one as well. Texmo scoring from that kind of range earlier on in the game. Can't find another deflection. Stopped by the skate of Greco. Lowell will dump in on the line change. Thornton, cross-ice pass. I believe Athens is going to have a penalty here. Michael Greco will sit for 2. Not a great time to take a penalty for the Athens Rock Lobsters. They'll give the River Dragons another bite. Best power play in the FPHL. A chance for Columbus to find the killing blow. And then they win the face-off. Slashing the call against Greco. Got to watch out for the man on the bottom of your screen there, Ryan Hunter. Most power play goals in the FPHL, 16. That's 4 more than any other player, and you see why there. The one-timer from Hunter. Fires a pass this time. Falls down to Storjahan. Shinkarik trying to get it out of danger's way. Lays a hit. Underwood to the left for Barrow. Ryan Hunter skips one like a stone wide. A lot of power on that one. Takes it back into the middle zone. Leafers needs to go off for a change. Storjahan, once again, just 1 goal away from taking the franchise lead all time. In goals, a pass hard off the blade of Barrow's stick and into row number 4. .12:21 remaining in regulation. Still all for Athens to do, especially here on the Leslie Jones Law penalty kill. Puck pinballing all around the circle on the face-off. Finally bounces favorably for Columbus. Jemayev, Doherty at the half wall. Has Colton to his right. Gets the return pass. Doherty didn't get a lot on the shot. Jemayev having the goal to make it 3-1 late on in the second period. Colton can't take it cleanly on the stick. Half a minute to go on this Columbus power play. Right now they're 0 for 1, but the goal to make it 3-1 came just seconds after the power play expired. Puck gets caught by Jemayev. Thornton, once again, just a mishandle on the stick. Lowell stopped a puck with his stick. His twig breaks. And now Michael Greco is back, and he's back for a 3-on-1. Eric Neiley floats one to the slot, missing out on his teammates. And that puck hits off of a stick and past Shinkarik. Cut out by Wickline. Milan with an interception in his own right. Puck just won't lay flat here. Wickline lets it run. Milan with a step. Ford kicks. Neiley takes. Still Neiley. Fends off 2 poke checks. Centers it. Ford can't find it in his feet. Neiley on the back check. Putting some defensive work in on his shift. It's better there for Athens right after the Columbus power play ended, but nothing to show for it. Bartuccio Pereira looking for his first Athens goal. Storjahan spins away. It's a 2-0. Wickline to Sommerl. Back to Wickline. McPhail with a big-time save. But then Storjahan goes bar down for the dagger. Alex Storjahan, now the franchise leader all-time in goals in River Dragon history. You never say never with the Rock Lobsters, but it feels like this 4-1 deficit late on is going to be too much for the Rock Lobsters to overcome. Seconds after Carter McPhail makes a big save on a 2-0, it's followed up by Columbus, and they have likely put this game away. Still 9:58 left. But the path back into this game, the light at the end of the tunnel, has become just that much dimmer after the goal to make it 4-1. Babin gets it under the glove. Storjahan's 23rd of the year, but the more important stat is that he now leads the River Dragons all-time in goals. As it put this game away, Athens hoping to put up a fight and stick it to cancer night after this commercial break.
Thank you for calling Thornton Brothers. How may we help you?
When the call comes in, our team moves fast. Because in our world, every second counts. Every delivery means protecting people, product, and places no shortcuts, no excuses. From warehouses before sunrise to late night drop-offs when the rest of the city sleeps, we're the steady hands behind the scenes. On the arena floor, in the back hallways, and down to the locker room supplies, we help keep Athens ready, stocked, supplied, and moving. The fans feel it, the players count on it, the community depends on it. Thornton Brothers, proud sponsor of the Athens Rock Lobsters.
Rock Lobsters trying their best with the players they have, but you wonder how much of right now the current scoreline has to do with the players that they don't have. Gleb Ben-Dirk and Daniil Glukaryov missing out due to travel necessary for international paperwork purposes. Malik Johnson still out with a knock. Dustin Paralat suspended for 3 games. Joe Mack in the ECHL with the Atlanta Gladiators. I believe all these players will be back sooner rather than later, but it doesn't change the here and now. Just one back might change the complexion of this game, but Babin has done well on the other side of things. Maye, a bit of a stutter step, gloved down by Jemayev. 3-on-2 rush. It's not handled cleanly by Fortin. Up the wall. Leafers settles things down a bit. Gets the return pass from Virgili. Fires wide, does the big leaf. Luke Croucher fresh out on the sheet. Maye chips it like a golf shot on the backhand. The River Dragons have stuffed defensive presence in the slot. And Athens have found it trouble to have high percentage opportunities because of it. Gus Ford takes it around one, but not past Doherty. Croucher just about able to touch it away into Shinkarik. Maye, banker to Croucher. Touched into Ford. Golatarsi right into the glove of Babin, who quickly recycles to Sommerl, who in turn ices. 7:59 left, the time running out on Athens' chance to keep their current 8-game win streak alive, turn it into 9 games. Can't help but blame my nephews for this. They came into the arena for their first Rock Lobsters game today. I have a feeling they played a part in this. Somero off the glass. 2 consecutive icings from the new Ipswich, New Hampshire native. Somero, a Commissioner's Cup winner in 2024 with the Binghamton Black Bears. Storjahan comes back in over the dot, having just made River Dragon history. Puck ricochets into the Athens bench as the twigs of Milan and Doherty come together. If you happen to have the broadcast on in the building today, make sure you head on over to section 120 for the post-game auction. Rock Lobsters will give you the jersey off their back if you put enough money up. Neiley clasps the hands together, fighting for all he's worth to keep it in. It's been that kind of game for Athens, though. Neiley loads back up, finds another gear, gets taken down, and Athens will go back to the power play. Hooking's going to be the call against Brody Thornton. We'll take another look. Eric Neiley, for the second or third time tonight, just finds an extra boost. Hits the thrusters and gets sent forward. And he kept going forward after the hook. Athens back on the Paloma Park power play. Carter Shinkarik keeps the biscuit just ahead of the blue line. Great stick work there from Ryan Hunter. Special team specialist. Shinkarik. Gus Ford out of his ice and in the neutral ice from Milan. Milan wraps it around, passes to Ford. Shinkarik through traffic. Virgili with a deflection. Just a whisker wide. Ford right back from Shinks. Ford's pass gets deflected. Ford was able to extend his point streak. Still points in all of his games as a Rock Lobster. This will be his first single point performance, though. The scoreline stays where it is. Milan still fighting. Backhand pass towards the slot, didn't go. Ford the furthest back. Barrow lets it run to the wall. Here's Milan once again. He's the only one that has his shooting gloves on, but he passes. Extra pass, puck's to loose out in front. Leifers unable to convert. There's a River Dragon that's still down on the ice here after that net front scrum on the loose puck. I believe it might be Storjahan. Didn't see what happened there. Just all the bodies came together. Golden opportunity for the Rock Lobsters to try and get back into it. Milan fed it to Leafers. Storjohn seems to be walking okay. Back to the bench. Still 5 seconds left on Brody Thornton's penalty. This is kind of the real end for this extremely busy spell for the Rock Lobsters. They'll be able to have a little less than a week off. Leafers trying to take it on to the backhand. Joel Texmo into Doherty, protecting at the half wall. Trying to find Captain Underwood. Athens still putting up a fight here late on. Babin has put up a tremendous performance in the Columbus crease, though. Rock Lobsters will ice. We'll go back to the commercial break. Athens looking up at the scoreboard. They need 3. River Dragons 4. Rock Lobsters 1.
As a hockey player, my health is everything to me. When I got injured,
I didn't just worry about missing games. I worried about my future in the sport I love. From the moment I met you and your team at Piedmont Athens Regional, you gave me confidence. Your expertise, your care, your support, it all reassured me from the very start. Because of you, I've been able to recover, rebuild, and get back to playing the sport I love. Can't thank you enough for what you've done for me and my future. Your help means the world to me, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dream alive. Thanks to Dr. Graff and Piedmont Athens Regional, I get to keep playing the game I love.
Rock Lobsters' 8-game win streak is 4 minutes and 21 seconds away from coming to its end, unless there is a miracle in the tank. Rock Lobsters have been able to bounce back from that first period display that just looked like they were outclassed. We're not the better team. I think it's been a much more even contest between the two squads since then, but the River Dragons still with a 2-goal-1 advantage since then. Milan almost completing the beauty, sticks it back out to the net front. Powell chops in at it. Won't reach far enough for icing. Gus Ford behind him for Milan. Shinkarik behind him for Milan. Little chip from Powell. Takes it over the cage. Milan treats 2 like saloon doors. But Ryan Hunter was further back. An offside whistle with 3:36 remaining. Rock Lobsters had done so well on this current win streak that they're on. We're able to get a tighter hold at the top of the Continental Division. But again, you have to think about the bodies that they're missing in this game, how much that might play a part. Neiley reaches in, gets it in his grasp. Bartuccio Pereira, the far side corner. It's a perfect pass to Virgili. Midsection, makes the save for Babin. Want to move better, feel stronger, and live healthier? Join Athens Health and Fitness, personal training, results-driven programs, and a community that pushes you. Check them out at athenshealthandfitness.com today. Make your home feel brand new. Dalton Carpet One has the flooring that you've been dreaming of. Visit DaltonCarpet1.com today and step on the style. Ford chases back. Maie into Neiley. Virgili on the near side of the line. Through his legs for Ford. Maie once again through traffic. Babin has done so well dealing with the Athens net front presence. That's been difficult for many teams as of late. Extra pass, Storjahan with his second of the game. If the game wasn't already put to bed, it definitely is now. Storjahan gets it put on a plate by Barrow in the corner. A 5-1 scoreline. It's about as declarative of a result for the River Dragons against Athens this season. Greener pastures ahead for the Rock Lobsters as they will welcome back some players that they were missing in this one. Croucher for Milan. Any goal at this point for the Crustaceans will be a consolation. Joel Texma takes his eye off the puck. Croucher pushes it to the point. Colatarsi out to the left for Bartuccio Pereira. Final 2 minutes of play. Cook Underwood with the dump in. McPhail high off the glass. Milan stops it with a skate, then finds Croucher. Touch pass into Carter Shinkarik. Fires a tight angle shot wide. Trickled off the side netting and around. Right at center ice is Brody Thornton. Wanting to get in on the scoring action, and McPhail presents the puck. No one wants it. He'll cover it back up. Minute 22 remaining. Thornton out of the faceoff win. McPhail with a save through the screen. Lofted ahead into the Rock Lobster ice by the River Dragons. McPhail tracks it down. Backhanded off the window pane. Bartuccio Pereira on the pinch. Passes straight into Somero. Hunter and Jemayeff on a 2-on-1. McPhail gets it in the armpit. Gus Ford and Garrett Milan were able to extend their point streak in this game. And now with that, Gus Ford has 7 goals and 7 assists in his first 6 games as a Rock Lobster. More than a 2-point-per-game player since arriving. He was a Thunderbird, now he's a Gus Station. And Athens down a few bodies, down to just 8 forwards on the night. Leafers, with just seconds left, fires one over the bar. And the Rock Lobsters' 8-game win streak comes to an end. Athens will still have the bragging rights on the season series, a 5-3 advantage on the campaign against the River Dragons, but this has been by far the most declarative victory for Columbus in this series, a 5-1 result. Rock Lobsters will give their plaudits to McPhail, who tried his best to keep his team in it, but the chances that Columbus had in the contest to score were just too high percentage for him to be able to keep all of them out, and then Athens just didn't do enough against Bab in the other direction. A salute at center ice. Like we said at the beginning, whether Columbus wins or whether Athens wins tonight, Cancer takes a loss. Well, folks, we'll end the broadcast tonight. First, we'll talk a little bit about the game. Rock Lobsters fall 5-1 in the contest. Their 8-game win streak loses, or rather their 8-game win streak ends, pardon me. But on Stick It to Cancer night, want to talk a little bit about who I fight for. I want to give a special shout out to Laurel Tisthammer, one of the closest people to me that has fought this terrible disease, and you've done a great job fighting it so far. Laurel, we love you, and hope to see you again here soon. Also want to bring up Joe Dennis, our PA announcer here. Right now he is a cancer survivor, and man, his fight has been just so brave, and it's been so promising to watch how he's battled back against cancer. A few games that we had him not a part, it just wasn't the same here at Akins Ford Arena. It's so great to have him back here in the tank. And then last but certainly not least, a special shout out to Charlie Sanford and his wife Diane. They were nice enough to give me this special shirt, and it's a very special message that rings its truest tonight. Nobody fights alone, and that includes you, Diane. Diane Sanford, we're with you in the fight. We are all Team Diane. Unfortunately, the Rock Lobsters on Stick It to Cancer night were unable to get it done. They fall to their in-state rival, the Columbus River Dragons, 5-1. We appreciate you tuning in for Stick It to Cancer night. Athens will be able to actually finally have a little bit of a break here, just constant games in the month of March. It will be a kind of a 4-game weekend, an extended weekend coming up here. 2 in Twin City, come back Sunday at 4:05 for another game against the Monroe Moccasins. The Snakes will stay in town through Monday, and then they'll face off once again on Tuesday at 7:05. So the Rock Lobsters head back into Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where they hope to stay undefeated against the Thunderbirds. The River Dragons, though, have notched another one against the Rock Lobsters but Athens still have the bragging rights on the season, and this will be the last time that these two teams meet. On behalf of all of us here at Akins Ford Arena, we thank you for tuning in tonight for this game between the Rock Lobsters and the River Dragons. Tonight, it's Columbus that take the 3 points. Columbus